So now that we have Statplus on our computers, we're going to go ahead and search for it. Statplus should show up. If it doesn't, let me know. Now all it does is it just opens up the application on the side. Nothing major pops up. You should just see it right over here. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to open up your Excel spreadsheet. And you want to input this raw data that I've got over here. You want to put number of calories per serving. This is one of our problems. And input all this data, please. It goes all the way down to 130. Feel free to pause so you can put all your data in. Once you have that, the next step that you want to do is you want to go least and you want to go greatest. So the least number, that if you look at your raw data, it's looking like it's 80. 80. So you want to go 80 right over here. Your greatest, it's looking like 270. 270 it is. Perfect. The next thing that you need for this program to work, you need a bin. Now the bin basically represents your boundaries. Where do you want to go between what numbers and what numbers? So you always want to go a little less and a little more than your values. So if my least is 80, I want to go 70. 10 less. And basically I want to go 10 more than 270, so 280. But I need to create it in enough scale that I'm not writing all these numbers all the way down. So if I go up by 10s, that's a lot of numbers. Maybe by 20s might work. So if I go 70, I'm going to go 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270. I just hit my greatest, but I want to go a little more. So I'm going to go over 270, so 290. Make sure you go a little less and a little more. Now the next step is you want to go to Statplus. Click on it. It should just open up on the top. You should see Statplus. You want to go to Statistics, Basic, and all the way down to Histogram. Click OK. Don't worry about those two. Leave this checked. Press OK. Now, we want to worry about the first two. The continuous variables is what variable you're working with. What is your raw data? So you want to click on this. It brings you back to your workbook. You want to go from number of calories. Click on it, and you want to drag all the way down to your last raw data, which is 130. Click on Statplus. It should be inputted in there for you. The next one is the bin range. That's what we just created right now. So you want to click on this, click on bin, all the way up, back to Statplus. It filled in for you. Press OK. Now what this is going to do is going to open up a new workbook, and it's going to have your frequency distribution table along with your histogram all made out. How cool. So before we look at our histogram, let's look at our frequency distribution table. Look at our values, look at our class limits. 70 to 90, 90 to 110. This is how we wanted our bin to be, right? Go up by 20s, 90 to 110, 110 to 130, all the way 250 to 270. That's how I wanted my class limit to be. This is my frequencies. So they call it count in this program, but it's our frequency, right? How many values? So what's the most frequencies between 110 and 130? And if you look at our histogram, between 110 and 130, that has the most frequency, that has the most count, and that's 12. It says it right there for you. Your cumulative count is the cumulative frequency. We went over this. It's basically your frequencies, and they're adding to the row that's the previous. So 4, 6, 12, those add up. And you go all the way down to your 47. 47 is the number of values that you have. That's why you end up with 47 on the bottom. The percent is the relative frequency. We also went over this. This is basically taking each frequency and dividing by the total. And your total is 47. Now your relative cumulative frequency is the same thing how cumulative frequency works, but this is for the relative frequency. So basically, you're taking your relative frequency and you're adding, and it's a cumulative frequency all the way out, and this goes all the way up to 1. So now we have our frequency distribution table. We look at our histogram. This is our class boundaries. This is our count. So our count means frequency. Now what you can do is you could double click on this and you can go in and you can fix it. You can fix the lines, the font, 3Ds and everything. You could also change the names. So now this isn't histogram. I'm going to go to text box. It's not histogram anymore. So you want to basically fix that name. This was number of calories per serving. You can keep this count, or you can even, I don't want to go there, you can even go and call it frequency. Whatever you like. And there's my histogram. You can copy and paste it into your other Excel sheet. You could copy and paste it into Word, whatever you like. Alright, that's it.